Alright, today's video, here I've got my 1998 Saturn Sl2, it's a 4-cylinder automatic. Today's video is how to replace a tie rod end on your vehicle. This is a 98 Saturn Sl2, as I said. You're going to need a 22 millimeter wrench. You'll need a 18 millimeter socket and a ratchet. You might need a pair of pliers, some needle nose, and some cutters. And here I've got my impact, and here's your tie rod. Now, first things first, I've already taken it out. I caught myself. What you want to do is you'll bend these tabs. There's tabs things on this. You'll bend them out, and you're going to take your pair of pliers and you're going to pull that sucker right out of there. It's a little pin. Focus. It's a little pin that you have to squeeze together and pull it right through the nut. It's there to keep the nut from rounding back off from vibrations from the vehicle. Alright, so next you want to take your impact, or if you have a ratchet, you can use the same thing. It'll just take you a little bit longer, and stick it on the end of your, and break it loose. Whoops, wrong way. You'll break the nut loose. Here's your nut that comes off. Lay that down with your pin. Then you want to take your 22 size wrench, stick it on the back of the tie rod where the nut is, and you want to break this sucker loose. And you can, I've already broke it loose. Take a hammer and just wail on it. I mean, wail on it hard until it comes loose. Then after you do that, you want to take your hammer and you want to bang on it right on the knuckle. Don't bang it here on the tie rod. Don't bang it on the top. Bang it on right on the knuckle. And then it comes right out. Pull it out. Now while you have this out, this would be the best time to check your inner tie rod, and if you pull it up and it still stays like that, like it's supposed to, that means your inner tie rod is still good. If you hold it up and you let go and it falls, that means your inner tie rod needs to be replaced, that it's bad. Alright, so the next thing you do is after you break the nut loose, leave it right behind the tie rod, and you want to count how many times you turn it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Then you want to get your new tie rod, pull it out of the box. Part number from AutoZone. It is a Valcraft VES 3238 from AutoZone, and it runs about $13 a piece, $12.99 at AutoZone. And what it'll come in the kit is you'll get a new nut, you'll get a new pin of one of these. These are not, it's not reusable. So you want to open that up and get that out. Okay, now you got it out. Now, your old tie rod may not come, may not have a grease fitting. Mine doesn't. Yours may. Some vehicles have them stock, some vehicles don't. I've seen most vehicles that don't have them, but your new one should or may come with a new grease fitting. You've got to put the little nut in there. I have it in my bag. Just pull all the good stuff out. There it is. That little nut, it's a 7mm. I'm using a 1/4 inch drive. And we're going to put that in there and tighten it on. Alright. Screw it in there. Just like that. Take your 1/4 inch drive. Tighten it down. Snug should be good. You don't want to go over tight. That wouldn't be good. So that right there should be good. Alright, so spin the little nut off. Don't lose that. And then you want to start counting the threads when you put it back on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, yep, 17. Alright. Now, the difficult part, because this one's new, is getting it into the, and my boot just come off. That'll be alright. You can fit that back on. I'll fix it in just a second. Alright, so now that I've banged it back in there, if you're wondering, because of this little nut on the end, keep from hurting it, you want to take your socket, stick it on right over it, and bang from the bottom. You don't want to ever bang the bottom of that tie rod or you'll mess it up and then you can't grease it. That's something you do not want to do. Alright, so put the nut on, screw it down, then we're going to take our impact and we're going to tighten it down. Alright. Oh, a little bit more. Alright, until you get that perfect little hole so you can stick the pin through. Take your pin, shove it through, take a pair of pliers, pull one end back like so, pull the other end one way. You may have to take your little bitty hammer and just kind of tap it. Like I said, that's only there to keep the nut from coming back off. You don't want that happening. Alright, so now that you've got that on, it needs to be greased. They don't usually come pre-greased. You can see where my boot come off of mine. That's okay. Shouldn't hurt nothing. We're gonna go ahead and grease the tie rod now. Alright, so I set the camera down, and now we're going to grease the fitting on the end of the tie rod. Take your grease gun. You can get them at local Walmarts. They run from like $10. Wipe it off if you got dirt on it. Stick it on the end, like so. And pump it until the bag boot on the tie rod kind of puffs up a little bit, looks a little swollen, then you'll call it done. Alright, that's enough. And just wipe off your access. Like so. Alright. So that's a video of how to change your tie rod on this 1998 Saturn Sl2 series. Thanks for watching. I hope this helps. If you have any questions at all, any comments, leave them down in the bottom. That I would appreciate it. If you have any advice, leave them in the comments. Alright, like, subscribe. Thanks for watching.